This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. First, we will see basic procedure to print each and every character in a string, in a given string. So for that, so in a given the string, in a given string in the sense what guys? In a given string in the sense, is it is a dynamic procedure or is it is a belongs to static? We have to print each and every character in a given string. Given string in the sense, is it is dynamic value or is it is a static value? Oh, static. Given value in the sense, we have to implement that one by using dynamic, because static in the sense we have to initialize a value. Static in the sense, st is equal to, if you will initialize value fixed one, conjure of solutions. If you will initialize value like this, in this case we will call this is a static. But we have to find each and every character in a string by using dynamic way only. That means, once if you are, if in case if you are going to implementing any logic, you have to check is that program, I mean, is that logic will accept dynamic values or not. If the program can't accept dynamic values, then that code is useless, guys. That code, whatever the code you wrote, that is completely useless. So that static in the sense, that is for our clarity purpose. Only for clarity purpose we will go with static. Once if you are getting something clarity on programming languages, then you have to concentrate on dynamic only. Even if you want to enter, I mean, if you want to enter in software companies, before that you have to crack your exams, I mean competitive exams you have to attend. In that case, they will try to ask you one question. For that you have to build a logic. Then after building that logic, they will try to apply number of test cases. Test case in the sense, they will give different kind of inputs. If those input will accept your program, then that is okay. Otherwise, they will consider, they will give or your code 0 marks. So for that case, we have to go with only dynamic. Every time we have to go with dynamic only. In a string, in the sense, we have to read string from user. We already know how to read string from user. That is, now I'm going to reading a string from user, that is s1 is equal to. So how can we read in string from user, guys? How can I read string from user? Now I want to read a string from user. For that, which method we have to use? How can we read a string from user? I mean, till now we read. I mean, we are. I mean, till now we are reading integer values from user. How can you read? How can you read string values from user? Just that is input of enter string. That is enough. If you, in case if you will specify int of input, then which kind of values you are reading? If you will use int of input, in that case, that is integer. Now we are going to reading string values now. So for that, we have to use input of. We have to use input of. So for user, I want to show a message, that is input of enter a string. Just for user confirmation, I'm showing this message, that is enter a string. So here input is the method. This input will read something value. By default, that value will be, I mean, in string format only. That is the main thing here. So by default, input will read everything in string format only. So that reason, there is no need to specify str of input of enter a string. Actually, for reading integer, we are doing like this. We are doing like this. First reading value, then reading value we are converting to integer. But now we are going to reading strings now. So for that, we have a str method actually. But here it's not necessary to specify str method again, because by default input method will read values in string format only. So that reason, you just ignore str here. If in case if you will specify str of input enter a string, then there is also no issue, it will accept. But calling function again, it's not necessary, because by default input will read values in string format only. So reading string is over. Now we are going to we are going to print. After reading the string, we have to print each and every character now. We have to print each and every character including spaces also. For that case, first we have to know the length, then only, I mean, we will iterate the string, that is fine. But we have to know end of the string now. For that case, we have to know length of the string. For that I'm going to iterating a loop for I in range of now string reading position starting from which value, guys? I mean, string first character is existed at which position? Absolutely, that is zeroth position na. In that case, is there is any necessity to specify zero again? Absolutely, guys, absolutely. String reading positions will be starting from zero, we already know that. In that case, is there is any necessity to specify zero again? No, absolutely no, because by default range will consider first value as zero na. Then we have to specify end of the character only. How can we find our execution will reaches to end of the character, guys? How can you find is that is character is the last one? Is that character is the last one? How can we consider is that character is a last one in string? How can we consider? I mean, how can you iterate that loop, guys, until your execution will reaches end of the character in a string? Absolutely, Monica. Absolutely. That is based on length of the string. Then only we will consider na. I mean, actually, we don't know how to iterate the loop. Even we are the human, so that we will write everything. I mean, say suppose if we are getting something name like uh, like a Python in the sense, if anyone will ask you print each and every character, in that you just write P Y T H O N something we will write. But now we are going to writing a loop to print each and every character from a string. For that case, we have to know how many times we have to iterate that loop. So based on the string, we have to iterate that loop, right? So that now how can we find length of the string, guys? Based on the string, based on length of the string, we have to iterate that loop. That is fine. Now how can you find that string length? For that we have a special method in Python, right? That is default method we have. What is that? Absolutely, that is len. You are absolutely fine, Prasanna. That is len, len of what is the string name here? What is the string name here? For I in range of, I'm giving len of something. Absolutely, that is string name is s1. S1 I'm keeping. Now, so here we have a range method. So range method have only one parameter. So only one parameter it have, that is length of the string. That in say suppose if I will give Python. So what is the length of Python? That is 6, right? So here we are giving 6. 6 in the sense, what is the default value for this range now? Now I'm passing only length na. That is the end of the value. Now what is the default beginning value here? That is 0, absolutely 0. Then what is the default increment value here? You have to remember everything, guys. What is the default increment value here? That is 1. Absolutely, that is 1. Default increment value is 1. Because here we have range of single parameter na. So for that case, Python interpreter will consider beginning value is 0 and increment value is the 1. Now that is fine. Now we are getting in each and here we are passing length na. Length in the sense that is the 6. Just assume we are giving string name is Python. So now range of 6 in the sense in each and every iteration, what we will get in I? What we will get in each and every iteration inside I? What we are passing? It is, I mean, character or index position. By using length of the string, I am going to iterating this one. Absolutely, absolutely. Here we are using length na. Length in the sense that is the integer value. Length will return integer value. So that reason in this I we are getting index position. Index position. What is the beginning value? I mean, in first iteration, what is the value inside I? We are passing length in the sense that is integer value. We are going to iterating the loop for finding positions. Absolutely. Now I in first iteration I value is 0. Now by using I want to print each and every character. Now here I want to print off. Now I have a string with me. I have index position also. Now how can I print, guys? Now I have index position in first iteration. I have index position with me, that is 0. Now I want to find 0th position character in a given string. How can we find, guys? Just assume in first iteration I have a index position that is 0 inside I. Now based on that I want to find 0th character of a string. 0th character of a uh, 0th character of a given string. So I is a zero. I mean I have a value that is 0. That is fine. But I can't keep I here now. I can't keep I here. By using I want to print. Yeah, I want to print strings 0th position. Absolutely, Sudarshan. But it's better to specify S1 is a string. In that S1 index brackets, that is string arrays brackets, we have to specify. Then we can't use 0 na. We can't use 0 because we are making our logic in dynamic. So in each and every iteration we are getting I position, I values we are getting now. So that inside what we have to keep S1 of in first iteration I value is 0. In second iteration, I mean if we will keep S1 of 0, then it will try to print only 0th position character. It won't go 1 2 3 4 5. For that we have to keep S1 of in each and every iteration we are storing index position inside I, right? Inside I we are storing now, so that S1 is the string. From the string in each and every iteration I want to print position values, that is I. In first iteration I have 0, so that S1 of 0 in the sense P. In second iteration I value is 1. That means S1 of 1 is something. So for that I will explain you something. So based on length we are going to iterating loop now. So that it says, suppose if I will give input like this, if I will give input like Python, S1 is equal to, I have a string, S1 is equal to, within quotations I have a Python. Now, so now in this Python, now we have to print each and every character now. What is the meaning? So that one S1 we have. Now I want to print 0th position character. How can we print, guys? Here I want to print 0th position character, that is P. I mean here P existed in 0th position, Y existed in first position, T existed in second position, H existed in third position, O existed in fourth, N existed in sixth position. Now I want to print, I mean for that we have to apply S1 of 0, then comma S1 of 1, comma S1 of 2, comma S1 of 3, comma S1 of 4, comma S1 of 5. So S1 of 5 we have to print like this now. So we have to print, if to print first character, I mean P, for printing P we have to specify like this, print of S1 of 0. For printing Y we have to specify print of S1 of 1. We have for printing TH, I mean it is existed inside S1 it is existed, so that S1 of 3 we are specifying, S1 of 4, S1 of 5. So each and every position we are trying to increasing positions, right? Index positions we are increasing, that is 0 1 2 3 4 5. If you have a small string, then there is no issue. If you have a string that is the length of the string is 1000, in that case that is too difficult to us to print S1 of 0, S1 of 2, S1 of 3, and so on, S1 of 999. That is too difficult for us. For that reason we have to go with a loop, that is length. In based on the length, each and every iteration we are getting a position. Each and every iteration we are getting 0 1 2 3 4 5. I mean this loop will be iterate up to length of the string. So that reason here we have to specify I. That means in first iteration you are getting I value is 0, so that S1 of I in the sense that is inside I we have 0 now, so that we will print P. Then in second iteration I value will become 1, S1 of 1 in the sense that is Y, that is Y it will print S1. Now in third iteration I value is 2, so S of 2 in the sense that is T. Like that it will iterate everything. So now we will see, just save this file, just save this file. So I'm going to saving this file inside. Here I'm going to saving this file, that is printcast.py. Just I'm reading a string from user by that is dynamic value. So based on that value I have to iterate a loop. For that I'm using range of len. Then I'm printing string, given string of, that means whatever the string you read it from user, you have to print each and every position character. So for that I'm running this program. So here you can see, here it is asking a string, that is I'm giving Python. So this loop will be iterate, I mean in first time. Actually based on this length, based on your string of length, this loop will be iterate. So in first iteration we are printing S1 of 0. S1 of 0 value is P, S1 of 1, S1 of 2, S1 of 3, S1 of 4, S1 of 5. So for your clarity, I will print something here, then you will get more clarity. Uh, that is I'm going to printing S1 of S1 I, comma, within quotations, close. Now we can observe what is happening. First we are going to printing this one, S1 of open bracket I'm printing, then I'm printing I value because that is Python value, then I'm going to create printing this one. You just see here, then we can get clarity. So here it is asking again string value, that is Python I'm giving. Now you can observe S1 of 0 is Python, S1 of 1 is Y. So for your clarity, I will specify colon here. Then you will get more clarity. Colon I am giving. Save this one. Give me a second. Okay, that is fine. Now we can observe what's happening here. We just save this file, run module, run module. So it is asking string. I'm giving Python. Now you can observe. So inside in S1 of 0 position, value is P. In S1 of first position, value is Y. In S1 of second position, value is T. In S1 of third position, value is H. In S1 of fourth position, value is O. In S1 of fifth position, value is N. So for that I did like this only, guys. Just I want to print S1 of open bracket once. Then in between open bracket and close bracket, I want to print index position. For that reason, I kept this entire thing in double quotation. That means print will print as it is. S1 of open bracket will print, then it will print I value, then it will print close bracket. I mean close bracket along with colon, I mean including space also it will print. So we will get this. Then we are trying to printing S1 string of I position. I in the sense in first iteration I value is 0. In second iteration I value is 2. I mean 1. In third iteration I value is 3. Third iteration 2. Fourth iteration 3. Fifth iteration 4. Fifth iteration sixth iteration value is 5. I hope it is clear now. How we will print this value by using basic procedure. Please give me confirmation here. Again I'm requesting you to all guys, if we are facing any difficulty while I'm teaching, you can feel free to ask me. Even after the session, max 10 to 15 minutes I will take you to give clarity. You don't bother about that. Okay, I hope it is clear. Only Sudarshan responded. Yeah, Prasanna says it is clear. Then what about others? Sure Vinay. Monica says it is clear. Okay, so yes, it's clear. Just I will explain one more thing one more time. So so here you can see. So I'm going to reading a string from user. As per my assignment, we have to print each and every character in a string. So whatever the string you are going to reading from user, you have to print each and every character. That means each and every character in the sense, if you are going to writing a notebook, then then that is easy for us. Then that is easy for us. Now we are going to writing a program for that. For that reason, we have a two different ways. One is the basic procedure. I mean, actually, this procedure is common for all languages. Even if you go with C programming, C++, Java, .NET, Python, PHP, wherever you go, you have to write logic this by using this only. But in Python, we have an advanced way. That's why I specified by using basic procedure. Another one by using string iterator concept. So in basic procedure, to print each and every character, first we have to read a string. Suppose input in the sense we are going to reading from user. Output in the sense we are going to printing something. Input in the sense we are taking from someone. Output in the sense we are trying to printing something. So here I'm reading input like s1 is equal to Python. Actually here I initialized Python static for your clarity. That means, so here length of the string is, length of s1 is 6. That is I mean in this string we have a 6 character. So that len of s1 in the sense that will return 6. Now for printing each and every character, as per my assignment, you can able to do like this: print of s1 of 0, print of s1 of 1, print of s2 s1 of 2, print of s1 of 3, print of s1 of 4, print of s1 of 5. Say suppose I will comment everything here. I will comment this one. uh, just I'm going to commenting just I'm going to comment all this program. Just I'm taking a static as per my theory. As per this theory, I'm going to initializing s1 here. S1 is equal to, so I'm going to defining Python here. I'm taking static value, so that there is, for that I will try to print like this, print of. So as per my assignment, we can able to do like this, s1 of, sorry, s1 of 0. So s1 of 1, s1 of 2. So see here, s1 of 0 I want to print, s1 of 1 I want to print, s1 of 2 I want to print, s1 of 3 I want to print, s1 of 4 I want to print, s1 of 5 also, because the string length is 6 na. So p existed in 0th position, y existed 1, t second position, h existed in third position, o existed in fourth position, n existed in fifth position. So that reason I wrote 5 lines. Print of s1 of 0, print of s1 of 1, I mean s1 of 0 in the sense that is existed in print, right? So that from the string here, s1 is the string name, s1 having a string, that is Python. Now I want to print each and every character. For that reason I am printing s1 of 0th position, s1 of 0th position in the sense that is p, s1 of 1 position in the sense that is y, s1 of 2 position 2 in the sense that is t, s1 of 3 in the sense that is h, s1 of 4 in the sense that is o, s1 of 5 in the sense that is n. You just see here, just I commented all these, just I am running this one, run module. So I'm getting Python because I'm printing s1 of 0. S1 of 0 in the sense that is p, right? So that first I'm printing p. Then in second statement s1 of 1, that is y I'm getting. In third statement s1 of 2 in the sense that is t, we are getting t. In fourth statement s1 of 3, that is s1 of 3 in the sense that is h. S1 of 4, that is o, we are getting 4. S1 of 5 in the sense that is n. Now here we have a base, here we have a drawback, guys. If in case here, I mean we wrote this logic, this one, I mean actually we are completed our assignment, that is print each and every character in a given string. For that we are initializing a static value. For that we are writing like this. If in case, if I will give input like this, if you will give python python programming, now python programming, in this case if now I'm changing s1 like this, in this case is this statement will print entire string, guys? Is it, I mean, is these statements will print entire string? You just assume. For that case, how many statements we have to write again? I mean it will print try to up to 5 characters only. I mean it will print only python, it won't print this all this rest of statement, it won't print. For that case, what can we do again? Again, we have to write few more statement based on this programming length. S1 of 6, S1 of 7, S1 of 8, S1 of 9, S1 of 10, S1 of 20, something, something. Then in next iteration, again, they are changing their string from Python programming to another string they are giving. In that case, this program is not a fine, is not good. So that reason we are going to using this one. That is the second thing. Control X. I hope it is clear now, Vinay. I mean, what's happening in basic procedure? Please respond. Actually, for this, we are writing a static code here. Now we are trying to making a dynamic programming. For that, I am going to commenting this one. I mean, this is not necessary now. We got a clarity. Now for that, we are going to resolving by using this concept. S1 of S1 of. Now this program will print. So for your clarity, just I want to print this one. Just I want to print S1 of I except just I'm going to save. So here it is asking something. Now I'm giving Python. So it is printing same result you are getting, guys. Whatever the result we are getting from previous logic, we are getting same result by using this one also. So that is Python we are getting. Now I'm going to giving another string, that is instead of Python I'm going to giving Python programming. Now we are getting Python Python space programming we are getting. Each and every character we are printing. If in case if I will give another statement, another thing, that is run module, that is I'm going to giving Kanzura soft solutions. Now you can see. So we are trying to printing each and every character. Kanzura, that is a string, then soft is a string, then solution is a string. So for that I mean, for this actually to print Kanzura soft solutions, I mean, to print each and every character, we have to write number of lines for this in a basic procedure. I mean, in this procedure. I mean, actually, this is not good to print like, I mean, to print statements like this. That means this is the logic belongs to static. That is the fixed logic. If you will give other than string, then it's not respond. For that reason, we are going this one. I hope it is clear now. Please give me confirmation once. Yes, Sudarshan says clear. We have to know what is the basic procedure, then only we have to go advanced, guys. Otherwise, we will face issues. Okay, actually, this is the issue we have here. We already know how to read. In case we will give 1000 length of the string, in that case, this procedure is wrong for us. For that case, even this statement will accept, and thousands of characters also it will accept. Okay, that is over. Then we will see another procedure. Actually, basic procedure is over for this. I mean, for this we wrote logic by using length of, we are getting this string. By using length we are getting. Now I want to write string iterator. I want to iterate this one by using string iterator. For that case, I'm just going to commenting this one. I'm just commenting this one. By using string iterators, I want to print the string. So for this also we have to read a string. For this also I want to read a string, that is s1 is equal to I want to read a string from user, that is enter a string. I'm just reading a string from user. Then after reading the string, we have to iterate, we have to print each and every character na. So for that in this logic we are iterating, we are finding length of the string, that is len of s1. Then we are printing each and every position character, s1 of 0, s1 of 2, s1 of something. Now instead of doing that, we have to use string iterator for I in the sense for ch in, I mean, actually in this loop we are getting position. We are getting position, right? Length of s1, in the sense we are getting integer values we are getting. Instead of that, I want to get a character in each and every iteration. For that, for ch in s1 I'm giving, just see here guys, string iterator, in the sense instead of finding length of the string, that is the range of len of s1, we are trying to iterating string directly for ch. That means in each and every iteration I'm getting a character from this string. For ch in is the operator. Instead of using range of len of s1, I mean, instead of considering index positions, I want to print each and every character, so that I'm giving s1 here. Now I will print ch. So here ch, just save this program, run module. So it is asking something to me. Then here I'm giving Kanzura. See here. So in first iteration we are getting a character. In first iteration, I mean, inside s1 we have a string, that is Kanzura. So this, I mean, this loop will be iterate up to length of the string. Based on the string it will iterate. In first iteration, s1 have Kanzura now. So in first iteration, s1 will give c to ch variable. Now we are printing ch. In first iteration, ch having c na, so that it will print c. Then in second iteration, s1 will give o to ch. So now ch have value string, that is o. So it will print o. In third iteration, s1 having value n it is having. So s1 will assign, in third iteration, s1 will assign n, character n to ch. So here printing ch. In fourth iteration, z will assign, s1 will assign z to ch. Then ch will be print here. Then in fourth iteration, s1 will print ZU will assign to ch, then it will print. Then in fifth iteration, R will be, s1 will assign R to ch, we are printing R. Then in in sixth iteration, A will be, s1 will assign A to here, then it will print. Same way, I will give one more string here. I will give another string, that is Kanzura soft solutions. Just I'm giving this string here. Now you can see. So it will iterate based on the string, it will iterate that loop. By default it will iterate. So in first iteration we are giving c, second iteration o, n, z, u, r, a, s, o, f, t, then s, o, l, u solutions. We are getting each and every character. That is the advanced procedure in Python, guys. This is the concept of string iterator. String iterator in the sense we won't use range of len of s1. Instead of that, we have to iterate string directly. We are going to iterating string directly without using range of, I mean, without finding length, range of length. I hope it is clear now. You please respond once. String iterator in the sense we will iterate string directly without finding range of length, without finding length inside range. Instead of range, I am giving s1. Don't get confused, guys. This is a very easy method. Even your further cases also you have to go with like this only. We won't use this one. Max, we won't use this procedure. If necessary, we will go that one. Otherwise, we won't go. So we have to learn advanced only. So only two response I got, that is Bhuneshwari and Fauzi. Sudarshan is also clear. Then what about rest of candidates? Monica says it is clear. Fine, Monica. Okay, that is fine, guys. Now we will see. I mean, Max, you have to remember syntax like this only. In further cases also, once we will enter in list or somewhere, there also you have to learn like this. Now we will see another program. So what is the another one, guys? Print number of digits in a string. Number of string in a, that means, so I'm reading input from user like this. Input, that is I'm giving s1 is equal to s1 is equal to s1 is equal to s1 is equal to Abdul 1 2 3 4. Now I have a string with me, that is Abdul 1 2 3 4. Now how many digits are existed in that string, guys? How many digits are existed in that string? Anyone please? We have to read a string from user. Then after reading the string, I want to print a count of digits in the string, number of digits. How many we have? 4 strings we have. Those are 1 2 3 4 we have. Na? 1 2 3 4 are the digits, so we have to print 4 is the output for that. I mean, number of digits in a given string. So given string in the sense we have given string in the sense what we have to do, we have to read that digit, I mean we have to read that string from user. Actually here I'm initializing static value, guys. Static value we are initializing, but we have to learn dynamic way only, right? User will assign some other value, so for that also we have to ready now. So for that case we have to build a logic. So again I'm taking new file here. So for this, so first we have to, as per this assignment we have to read a string from user. So for that we already know how to read a string. Now I'm going to reading st is equal to, st is the variable. I'm going to reading a string from user int of input, enter. So for user I want to show a message string, enter a string. Then I'm reading a string from user, then I'm storing inside st. Now I want to find digits. So to finding a digit in string operations we have a function, right? How can you find a particular character, is it digit or not? For that we have a special method. Yesterday I gave that one, I mean I explained that thing. Is that particular character, is it digit or not? For that we have a one function. I hope you saw like this. I mean, say suppose I'm going to initializing. No, that's not a digit. That's a absolutely Sunita. That is digit. Say suppose here I'm going to giving 2 dot. Actually here 2 is the integer, but the 2 is existed inside quotations, right? In that case 2 belongs to string only, right? So that 2 dot is digit to have. 2 dot is digit. In this case what it will return, guys? Is digit in the sense what it will return is that is digit method will return values or boolean values. Which kind of it will return? That is question mark, right? Is digit in the sense what kind of result it will give? Absolutely, that will give boolean values. It will give boolean values are what? What are the boolean values we have in programming language? Absolutely, those are true or false cases we have now. Now you can see is digit returns true. Is digit returns true because this is a digit. Now you just observe here I'm giving a dot is digit. Now in this case what it will return, guys? Now I'm checking a, that is a single character. A dot is digit I'm calling. In that case, is digit method will return was false. That's not it. That's not a digit. That is a false. Okay, now same case we have to apply here. I mean, here you just observe each digit will returns true value now. So that true or false cases I mean we have to keep these true or false cases inside conditional statements only. So that here I'm going to checking. So here we have a single character, so that we will check like this. Now we are getting a entire string, right? From string we have to check. So in this example we are reading a string, that is Abdul 1 2 3 4 we are getting. So in this case we have to check each and every character. Is that a is a digit or not? If it is not a digit, don't perform, I mean don't increase count value by 1. Then B we have to check, D we have to check, U we have to check, L. Then we are getting 1 is a digit, right? In that case is digit method will return true. So that we have to consider count is 1. In again we are getting 2, that is again we are getting one more digit, that is count value will be 2. Then again in next iteration we are getting 3, that is also belongs to digit. So that we have to increase count value by 3. Again we are getting in next iteration we are getting 4 also digit now. So total how many digits we have here? 4 we have to print 4. For that case I'm going to building a logic here. So we are reading string, that is over. Now we have to check each and every character now. Each and every character in the sense which concept we have to use here? We are reading string from user, that is over, that is st. Now I want to check each and every character is a string or not. I mean each and every character is a digit or not. For that case what we have to do? How can we get each and every character? Just now I explained to you. No. Each digit is a method, fine. Now I want to get characters now. Here I am reading digit. I mean here I am reading a string. Abdul 1 2 3. Absolutely, Monica. Absolutely. By using string iterator, we have to. I mean by using string iterator, or else we have to iterate a loop for that length. Either it is a basic procedure, either it is a string iterator, whatever it is. In that case only, I mean if you will iterate loop, then only we will get each and every character now. If you are getting character, then only we can able to check that character is a digit or not. For that case I am going to iterating a loop for I in. So how can I use string iterator here? For I in, what I have to keep here now? Everyone please respond. Now I'm going to iterating a loop for I in. What I have to specify here? Sudarshan, you please observe my screen carefully. Sunita, you are absolutely right. What I have to keep here? So what is the string variable here? That is st na. St is the string variable. So that we have to specify that one. St. Whatever the variable you are specified here, we have to keep that one here only. Okay, that is a user defined variable. This is user defined variable. So that we have to specify st colon. Now inside I we are getting character na. In previous example I am using ch, because in here I specified ch. That means we are getting a character. For that reason I am using ch here. But now here I am taking I na. So I have now character. In each and every iteration I will store a character. Now we have to check that one. So now I am getting a character inside. I mean character is existed inside I. Now we want to check I. So that for, I mean if I dot is digit, I dot is digit, I mean is digit method will return true or false cases. So in here also we have to specify, I mean conditional statements will take true or false cases only, right? If this condition is true, I mean if this function will return true, then only it will enter a block. Otherwise it will, and I mean otherwise it will go else block. Now here we want to print what? If it is a digit, what we have to do, guys? If it is a digit, as for my assignment, what we have to do? We are finding a digit. For that case, what we have to do? So what is the assignment here? Print number of digits in a given string. No, we can't. We don't print st of I. Don't do that. St of I in the sense we have to. I mean, if I value have a boolean, then we have to. Actually, we are trying to finding count of digits. Count of digits we have to find. So for that I am writing I dot is digit. If it is a digit, if that I value iteration value is a digit, we have to increase count value na. We have to increase count value. So for that case we have to initialize a count value is equal to 0. Count value is 0, then count plus is equal to, sorry, count plus is equal to 1. Each and every iteration we have to print a count. So at initially before for there is a count value is 0. If you are finding any digit, if you are getting digit, this condition will become true. So true in the sense we have to increase count value by 1. If we are getting, I mean, if this condition is digit, I dot is digit will return false, then there is no need to increase count value, no need to increase count value. For that case, there here I am not specifying any else case. So end of that program, I mean end of that loop, I want to print count value. So that count I am going to printing. Just see here, I'm just going to saving this file. Just going to saying count of digits dot py. Now you can observe, guys, just here going to run in this file, run module. It is asking a string. I am giving string is Abdul 1234. I'm giving string is 1234. Now here my string is Abdul 123. Now Abdul 12345. Now tell me what is the count of digit in that string? What is the count of digits? I mean, now what is the count of digits in that string? For user I'm giving print Abdul 12345. Absolutely, we have five characters, I mean 5 digits we have. That is 5 we have. Say suppose I will give another one. Run module I will give. Sorry. Run module I am giving. Now it is asking something, that is Abdul 12345 SK 12345. Now tell me how many digits you have in that string? How many digits we have here? 1 2 3 4 5 10 we have. Absolutely, 10 characters we have. Here you just observe, in first case I am giving Abdul 1234. In that case I have 5. Here I am giving Abdul 12345 SK 12345. Now I am getting 10. So here my program is running dynamic way, guys. So in this case you just assume, you just will consider Abdul 1234. So in this case I mean if user's value is Abdul 12345, in that case how many times this for loop will iterate, guys? You just assume user giving string is Abdul 1234 user giving. In this case how many times our loop, I mean string, I mean loop will be iterate? How many times loop will be iterate in that case? Are you sure guys? How many times that loop will be iterate? 10 times, guys. 10 times it will iterate. So you just find check length. Even it is a string or character, that's not a matter. It will try to, first we have to iterate a loop. Then only it will print Abdul 1234. So in that case this loop will be iterate, I mean st will store Abdul 12345. So that length of the string is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That means based on this length this iterator will be iterate. That means this entire loop will be iterate 10 times. 10 times it will iterate. In first iteration, what is the value inside I now? Now we are using string iterator, na? So string iterator will give index, I mean integer value or characters it will give. No, that's don't worry that. Now you just tell me what is the I value now in first iteration. What is the I value? No. We are not going to using range of length of integer, guys. We are not iterating integers. Now we are getting character. Now in first iteration, what is the I value? Just assume here I'm going to comment, removing this one. I'm just commenting this one. I'm giving st is equal to Abdul 12345. Now in this case, now we are going to iterating this one. So this is a static value. So in first iteration, I mean this for loop will be iterate based on this length. Now length is 10. So this loop will be iterate 10 times. Now in first iteration, st have string, that is Abdul 12345, right? In first iteration, st will give a will be stored inside. In first iteration, st will assign first character to I. First character in first iteration, st will assign first character of the string to I. Now we are checking a. I have value a. Inside I we have a value a. So we are checking a dot is digit. What it will return, guys? A dot is digit in the sense what it will return? False. So false in the sense if false, that means this condition is false now, so that it won't enter inside if block. That means count value won't be increased. That is 0 only. Now in second iteration, what is the I value? In second iteration, what is the I value? Everyone please respond. That is b, small b. Now we are checking if b dot, b is a character string, b dot is a digit. What it will return, guys? What it will return? False only. B dot is a digit in the sense that's not a digit, it will return false, so that it won't enter inside count. Now what is the count value? It won't enter inside enter a block. Now what is the count value in second iteration also? Even in second iteration also count value is 0. 0 absolutely. Again in third iteration, what is the I value? In third iteration, what is the I value? Absolutely, that is d. That is d. Now we are checking if d dot is digit, what it will return? D dot is digit. What it will return? It will return false only. So that in this case, what is the count value now? 0 only. Count is not increasing. I mean increased, right? Now in fourth iteration, what is the I value? What is the I value? Absolutely, that is u. That is u. So here I'm checking if I dot I inside I we have value u. U dot is digit. What it will return? False. That is false. That's not a digit. That is false. In that case, what is the count value? Again it is 0, because here this condition is false now. Is digit method returns false, so that if block won't allow this won't allow execution to enter inside the block. Now in fifth iteration, what is the I value? That is absolutely, that is L. That is L. So we are checking if L dot is digit. L dot is digit in the sense what it will return? That is false. L is not a digit, right? So that we are getting false from digit, so that if false in the sense it won't allow this one. If it is true, then only it will go and block. We are getting false in the sense here no else block, right? Here we have no else block to go somewhere, so that it will go again for loop only. Now what is the I value in sixth iteration? What is the I value in sixth iteration? That is 1. So here if 1 dot is digit, what it will return? 1 dot is digit. In that case, is digit will return true. True it will return. So that what it will happen? If of true, if true in the sense it will go inside a block, it will count it will increase count value by 1. Now what is the count value? Now count value is 1. That's fine. Now in seventh iteration, what is the I value? In seventh iteration, what is the I value? That is 2. That is 2. So here we are checking condition. If 2 dot is digit, 2 dot is digit in the sense what it will return? That is true. 2 is a digit. That is true. So that again we will enter inside if block. Now what is the count value? Actually before what is before? Now we are incrementing 1, right? That means actually before this we have a count value 1. Now it is 2. It becomes 2. Then that is over. Now here in seventh iteration, sorry, in eighth iteration, what is the count value? I mean what is the I value? What is the I value? That is 3. So again 3 dot is a digit. Condition is what? 3 dot is a digit. Condition is what? That is true. So that count value increment by what? Count value increase by 1. Now what is the count value? That is 3. That is 3. Count value increased by 3. Now in ninth iteration, what is the I value? In ninth iteration, what is the I value? That is 4. In ninth iteration, I value is the 4. So 4 dot is digit will return true, so that count value increased by 1. That is count is 4 now. Count is 4. In last and final iteration, what is the I value? Last iteration, that is 10th iteration, I value is the 5. So I dot is digit will return what? 5 dot is digit will return true. The condition is true. So that count value increased by 1 again. Before there is a count value is 4. 4 plus 1 is what? Count value is 5. So you just observe. So here I'm not changing. I'm giving this one only. I'm giving this string to you. Static string I'm giving. So run module. So count is 5. Now I'm going to changing, just instead of taking static value, we are making this one as a dynamic. Whatever the string will give at runtime, whatever the string will get from user, we have to print digits count. So that I'm saving this one, I'm giving again. Now I'm giving same string Abdul 1 2 3 4 5. I'm giving, now I'm getting 5. Same way again I'm going to executing one more give, that is 1 2 3 4 5 Abdul. Same here, it is 5. Even if you will use string like this Abdul 1 2 3 4 5, in that case also we have to iterate entire loop, entire string. Here also we have to iterate entire string 1 2 3 4 5, then Abdul. Whatever the way you can give, suppose I will give like this, run module, I am giving abd 1 2 3 ul 2 3. Now what is the count of digits in that string, guys? abd 1 2 3 ul 2 3. Now what is the count of digits now? What is the count of digits now? That is 5 only, right? 1 2 3 2 3, 5 digits we have, that is 5. I hope it is clear to all how to find a digit of count. What we are getting string iterator, if you are going to using basic procedure, that is range of length, in that case you are getting integer values. But while going to iterating string, you have to get characters, guys. You have to remember that while using string iterators you will get character in each and every iteration. So that we are rightly checking this. I hope you have no issue with this code, right? I mean with this, right? So please respond me once, then we will go with another problem. So Sudarshan says clear, Mani Royal says clear. Then what about Rista? Okay, Monica says clear, that's fine. Okay, that is fine. Now we will see another problem, that is, what is the another problem? Print sum of digits in a string. I mean till now we are finding digits in that string. So after finding digit, we have to print sum of digits, say suppose. So in this assignment we have to print like this. So we have to read a string from user, that is say Abdul 1 2 3 4. Just I am reading string from user, that is s1 is equal to Abdul 1 2 3. I am reading. So now in that, how many digits we have, guys? So what is the count sum of the digits, guys? Now in this string we have 4 digits. What is the sum of those digits? What is the sum of those digits? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. 10. Absolutely. Sum of digit is 10. Sum of the digits is 10. So for this case, same logic we have to apply, guys. Same logic we will apply. If it is a digit, if it instead of finding count, finding count, we have to print sum now. That means same logic. We have to iterate a string. Then we have to find that character is a string or not. If it is a string, if it is a digit, then we have to print. Then we have to perform sum operation. Here we are trying to adding count plus is equal to 1. Now we have to print I. With I we have to print. Same we will see here. Then I'm just taking new file. For this I'm going to reading a string from user, st input of enter a string. Just I'm reading a string from user. Now we have to check each and every character, right? Same logic, whatever the logic you applied here, we have to apply same thing. Instead of printing count of digit, now I want to print sum of those digits. So for that I'm going to iterating a loop for j in what is the string variable here, st. Now here we have to check each and every character, that is j dot is digit. Now so for finding count, we are initialized count is equal to 0. Now I'm going to finding sum, right? For that also we have to initialize a variable sm is equal to 0. Sm is equal to 0 we have to initialize. By using range also you can print that count, but that is I mean you will get confused, guys. That's why I didn't tell you. Once I done this, then I will show you, Monica. You don't worry about that. Okay, I will show you that one also if you need. Okay, now I'm checking is it is a digit. If it digit, if that character is a digit, what we have to do, guys? So in this assignment, if it is a digit, what we have to do? We have to perform sum, right? We have to perform 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 operation we have to perform. So that reason here we have to perform sum is equal to sum plus. So we have to print I value, particular I value. No. We can't perform yes sum plus is equal to 1. 1 in the sense each and every time we are going to printing 1 only. Instead of that, we have to print that value. Now inside J, what is the value, guys? You just assume you are getting 1 dot is digit, so that is condition true. Condition true in the sense you have to print value which is value inside J. Absolutely, sum plus J. Yes, absolutely, you have to use sum plus J here. But here you just remember one thing: J belongs to integer or string. You just observe, is that J belongs to string type or integer type? Varshini Reddy, are you sure? That is string type. Absolutely, that is string type na. J is a string type. So here you just see here, so for is digit method belongs to string only. You will get value like this, 2 dot is digit. So you can't perform, I mean actually here sum belongs to integer na. Here I have 0, that is integer value. But J belongs to integer, I mean J belongs to string, that is J dot is digit we are checking. Is digit belongs to string method, so that we have to apply in string only. Now it is a string. J is a string. Now I want to convert that string to integer. What can we do for that? For your clarity, I will execute this. For your clarity, sum of digits dot py. Now you can see. Now I'm just going to run. For your clarity, I am going to printing. Now I have to print what, guys? Now I want to print some of those digits na. So sum existed in which variable? Where we are storing sum? Inside sum only, right? So at initially sum 0. In each and every iteration we are printing, we are adding existing value with J value, then we are storing inside sum only. Now I'm going to printing sum. Now we just observe what will happen. Now I'm running something. Here I'm giving Abdul 1 2 3 4 5. So what's happening, guys? What is the type error here? Unsupported operand type of s for plus colon int and str. That means addition operation can't support between integer and string. So here sum belongs to integer, but I belongs to str na. So that reason it is suggested in me integer, int and str. So yes, sum is the integer, but J is a string type. So it's not possible. Now I want to convert this J value from string to integer. For that, how can we convert, guys? How can we convert string value to integer? For that, we have special method in Python. What is that? Which method we have to use to convert string value to integer value? Anybody, please? Absolutely, int is the method. So now J is the integer na, so that I will keep that J int of inside int method. Now this J value, here we are checking string dot is digit. If it is a digit, inside string there is a digit, it will enter inside a block, then it will print sum is equal to sum. So initially sum value is 0 plus int of coming value, that is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1 will be stored inside sum. Then in next iteration we are getting J value is 2 dot is digit, condition is true. So already sum have value 1 na. 1 plus integer converting 2, that is 3. So you just see here, run module. I'm printing this value Abdul 1 2 3 4 5. I'm giving. Now what in this case, what is the sum value, guys? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. I think that is 15, right? What is the sum of these digits? So in first iteration, if I mean is digit method throws false. In second iteration, is digit will throws false. In third iteration, is digit will throws false. In fourth iteration, is digit will throws false. In fifth iteration, is digit will throws false. In fifth iteration, we are getting 1. That is true. So sum will become 1. In sixth iteration, I value is 2. So it will I value will become 3. In in eighth iteration, I value will become 3 plus 3, that is 6. In fourth iteration, some value will become 6 plus 4, that is 10. In 10th iteration, in 10th iteration, I value is 5, some will become 15. So you just see, that is 50. Same way again I'm going to giving one more input. Run module 1 2 a b 3 4. Now what is the sum, guys? Now what is the result? Now total how many digits we have here? 4 digits we have. What is the sum of those digits? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 3 6 4, that is 10, sorry 10, that is 10. Now in this case, in first iteration, string will be iterate based on this. In first iteration, I value j value is what? In first iteration, what is the j value? 1. Condition is true, so that sum will become 1. In second iteration, j value is 2, so condition returns true, so that sum will become 2, because already sum have 1 plus int of j, that is 2, so total sum is 3. Inside in second iteration, sum value is 3. In third iteration, it third iteration j value is a, so this condition is false. In fourth iteration, j value is b, so this condition is false, so it won't do anything. In fifth iteration, j value is 3, that means condition is true, it will come sum. Inside sum we have a 3, 3 plus int of j, that is 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 will be stored inside sum. Then in last and final iteration, sixth iteration, j value is the 4, 4 dot is digit, condition is true. Now in previous iteration, sum value is 6, 6 plus int of 4, that is 6 plus 4 is what? 10. Sum having value 10. Now loop will exit, because there is no character to check. So end of the statement we are going to printing sum, so that value is 10. So this program will support for this also. Say suppose here I am going to giving uh, now here we have so many digits now, so many 2837742387938465934. Now sum of those digits is 107. Sum of those digits is 107. Now I hope it is clear to all how to find sum of the digits, then how to find count of digits. Same way we can print count also. Here we can able to print count also. So for count also I'm going to initialize a value 0. Now after sum I want to print count of those digits. Count plus is equal to, I will use 1. We are trying to printing count now, so that each and every iteration we are going to iterate in string. So count of sum of that, then after I am printing print of count of digits in a string is, so I am going to printing count. Then here I am going to printing sum of digits in a string is, sum of digits in a string is something, sum we have to print, count we have to print. Now run module, saving this one. I'm going to giving Abdul 342 something sk something I am giving. Now you can check it. Sum of digits in a string is 31. So in this string we have a something digits, though those strings is 31. Count of those digits is 10. Total 10 digits we have, that is 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Total 10 digits we have. Sum of those digits is 31. I hope it is clear to you all, guys. You please give me reply. Yes. Sudarshan says clear. Boneshwari says clear.